Well, we certainly look forward to an exciting year. We returned Larry Rose, who was the Offensive Player of the Year last year and preseason Offensive Player of the Year this year, along with a very talented offensive football team. I would tell you the additions we made in the wide receiver group in particular can really bolster our offensive football team. I think this is probably the best group of wide receivers I've coached in the last 20 years. We return a lot of weapons offensively. I really believe we could be one of the better teams in the Sun Belt Conference on offense. Our issues are going to be the defensive side and how much we can improve in that area. If we can improve and get to the middle of the pack defensively, I really feel like we can be right there to contend for this conference at the end of the season. So with that, open up any questions you guys have.
Coach, moving forward in the next couple of seasons, obviously there's a little bit of uncertainty after you guys leave the Sun Belt. Has that made any issue for you in terms of recruiting, or have you been able to maintain and kind of corral that?
No, it really hadn't made any difference in recruiting at this point. I don't think kids are really so concentrated on what conference you're in. They're concentrated on, are they going to play early? Do you have success to improve the program? And with the improvements we've made facility-wise, and what we've done with the program moving forward, they see the success guys are having, like Larry Rose. I think that's continuing to help us land the recruits that we need to land. I think the big deal going forward for us is we have one of the advantages that most teams in the country, the mid-majors, don't have, is we have our own bowl tie-in with the New Mexico Bowl. Not many teams have that at the mid-major level. So us not being in a conference down the road, we still have the bowl tie-in. So, we're still in pretty good shape.
Last year when you were here, you talked about the fact that you finally got sort of I'm using the term out of another, but back of the house kind of fixed. You've gotten facilities where you wanted them to be, you've gotten things how you wanted them. Now you're able to move into the previous season, kind of being able to focus on the football team. What's your prognosis? How are you looking forward going into this current season?
Yeah, that's exactly where we are right now. We have our third recruiting class coming in right now, and that's going to get us back to the scholarship numbers that we should be back up. We'll be back up to 85 scholarships this year for the first time in about 14 years at New Mexico State. So we've been playing somewhat handicapped in that area. A lot of people have more depth and things like that than we have had. That's no longer the case. And obviously the facilities have been improved greatly at our place. Our talent level's improved. So for the first time, we really feel like we can compete with anybody in the conference.
Coach, talk about the addition of Frank Spaziani on the defensive side of the ball and help fix some of those problems.
Yeah, Coach Spaziani has been huge. Obviously, his pedigree coming from Boston College as a defense coordinator and head coach, and I was privileged to work for Coach Spaz at Boston College as his offensive coordinator, and I learned a lot of football in that year. I mean, he's a tremendous football coach, and to get a guy with his pedigree and experiences to come to New Mexico State, that was probably the best recruit we landed last year. He's brought a real confidence to our players. Defensively, we need that. We got a lot of young guys on that side of the ball, and they know the success he's had. The learning curve was huge this spring for our players, but they really bought into what he's selling, and I think he's made our other assistant coaches better coaches also. So I fully think that Coach Spaziani can make us a much improved defensive football team.
How can some JUCO transfers help you guys? Especially on the defensive line, you focus on getting some JUCO.
Yeah, that's a great question because, when we took the program over, we had some APR issues that we had to address too, so we really were not able to recruit the junior colleges as heavily as we'd like to. We signed 2 junior college defensive linemen in this class, both of them over 315 pounds, which we need that size up in there to be able to stop the run a little bit better. So that certainly helped us. We signed 3 junior college wide receivers, which is, I already mentioned, this is one of the best wide receiver classes I've had in quite some time. So being able to, again, fix those problems and then open up more recruiting avenues in the junior colleges for us is helping us move the program forward. Anything else? All right. Guys, appreciate it. Thanks.